Hello?
Mr. Constantinides.
Oh, good morning.
Hello, I'm Tony Warren from Dell.
Hi, Tony.
Dan Watson from Real Solutions, your IT provider, asked me to come and have a conversation with you about our technology.
Oh, that's right. Thanks for coming in, Tony. I'm going to have to cut this meeting very short as we've just won a large new contract and we're trying to get set up to run this campaign.
Okay, fine. Mr. Constantinides, my intention today is...
Call me Louis.
Thank you, Louis. Louis, my intention today is to focus on the business rather than the technology, and discuss with you how technology impacts your business and see if there's ways that we can help you improve and perhaps make that entire IT environment more cost effective.
Okay, with the greatest respect, Tony, a bunch of new PCs isn't going to impact my business that much.
Okay. And the comment you make is one that we hear a lot. Dell has a reputation and has built its reputation on building open, affordable, capable solutions in the desktop and notebook area. But what many of our customers don't know is that Dell now is one of the leading data center providers with a particularly strong offering in the data storage space.
All right, well, I've made an investment in HP storage, so I'll probably stick with them.
Okay, again, I understand that approach. HP are a very good and well-known quality supplier, and we would not want to propose anything that involved you not getting the return on the investment you've made in that technology. So our approach would be very much as a phased solution, hoping that ultimately will get you to an environment where you never have to rip and replace your technology again. You just build and grow the business as required.
Okay, well, look, Tony, I'm not the technical guy here, okay? I don't know the ins and outs of this stuff, so maybe it's best that you speak to Gary, our IT manager, because I'm very busy at the moment.
Okay, so thank you for that. I'd like to speak to Gary, it's an important part of the process. I have had a brief conversation with Gary before today, so I understand a little about your environment. To make the time I spend with Gary more productive, perhaps I could just spend a few more minutes with you just understanding some of the challenges that you have as the business leader and the impact that technology has on your business.
I'm not sure what you're asking, Tony. I told you I'm not technical.
Okay, so let me give you an example. You are a media company that provide database services and market analysis for your customer, and that data and that work is done and stored here, is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so what we do with customers that run databases that are SQL, and I understand from Gary that's your environment, is we look at the complexity and the time it takes to deploy a new database, and often reduce the time it takes to deploy down to hours rather than days, and then the ongoing management of that database, reduce the complexity by automating and simplifying that process, thus driving OPEX out of the business. So the calculation is both CAPEX and OPEX, not just the capital acquisition cost.
Okay, come on, Tony, that's fine on a marketing slide, but we both know it's not like that in the real world.
I understand your scepticism, and in fact I would be foolish to expect you to take that at face value. Dell has provided lots of solutions for customers, and we've got written case studies where we show sometimes savings of up to 50, 60, 70% on the cost of the environment by deploying technology that's simpler to use and more cost effective to the business. So I can assure you we can prove that, and I would be foolish to try and do otherwise.
How?
Well, for example, I take it you've heard the term virtualization.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so virtualization has been deployed in many organizations in the server space. What some people have not yet experienced is how that technology now is being used in the storage space to do things like tiering, where we can automate the movement of data from perhaps the most expensive platform down to a more cost-effective platform based on the value of that data, by being able to set up far faster the storage requirement and the compute requirement for a database. And as I said, sometimes we see that reduced from days down to hours.
Well, I have been frustrated by the time it takes us to get ready for a new campaign. Gary's told me he needs up to a week to get us ready for this new contract, and I'd love to get started sooner.
Okay, I understand that, and that's classic of the type of contract or project that we get involved with, where we'll look at how you do things today, and what we could do to help transition you to a platform that gives you the flexibility and the business agility to deploy faster, and once it's deployed, manage simpler, freeing up your expensive IT team to do work that's more value to the business rather than just work that keeps the lights on, keeps the existing environment running.
Okay. But I've told you we invested in HP not so long ago, and I don't want to throw this out and have to start again.
Again, that's one of the biggest cost and disruption projects in a business, rip and replace, where the technology you have gets to a point where it's no longer able to store the amount of data based on capacity, or it's not performant enough to give you the speed you need to get things done. So the way that we approach this project is to find ways of protecting the investment you've made, transitioning you to a more flexible environment based on technology, as I said, that uses virtualization, that allows you to move data to a platform that's appropriate to the value of that data, and eliminating and simplifying tasks that just take time to do, like backup and recovery, archiving, deduplication of the data, those kind of things, automating that, simplifying it, and thus driving cost and complexity out of the business.
Okay, all sounds good in theory, and how can you prove it?
So we have a very well-defined process where we'll work with Real to come and do an analysis of your existing environment through a storage workshop, where we'll involve your IT team to look at the technology, we'll involve your finance team to look at the cost of that, and then we'll come back and present a design in principle on what we would suggest as a solution to solve some of the challenges that you currently face, and present that back. And I appreciate you said that you're non-technical. Present that back in a very business-led return on investment, showing how we protect the investment that you've made, but how we set up for future more cost-effective and giving you the agility you need to just expand either capacity or performance as an immediate, regardless of which way you go with application or operating system.
Okay, well look Tony, if you can show me how to save time and improve my business effectiveness, I'd be mad not to let you have a look.
Okay, so let me make a suggestion. I'll go and work with Gary and the IT team, I'll work with your finance organisation and come back and present to you our findings, and they'll be set out in terms of where you are today and some of the challenges and costs associated with that, and where you could be and what the transition time frame and process would be to move you to an environment that drives cost, complexity out of your business and gives you the platform to give you a better return on investment than you're getting today.
Okay, sounds good.
Great. So I'll make Helena is your secretary, right?
That's right, yes.
I'll make a meeting with Helena to come back in say 2 to 3 weeks' time and present our findings.
Okay, brilliant.
Great.
Look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, thanks for your time, Louis.
Thanks, Tony.
Great, thank you. Bye now.
Bye-bye.